No NBA team does history quite like the Lakers. They weren't just built, they were forged through eras. From dynasties to disasters, icons to egos, and banners to bitter exits. Every chapter of the Los Angeles Lakers feels like a Hollywood script, because it practically is. This franchise doesn't just chase greatness, it expects it. From George Mikan's black and white domination, to Magic's no-look passes under the forum lights, to Kobe's fadeaways, Shaq's dunks, and LeBron's latest chapter, every generation had its own gods in purple and gold, and each one left a mark the league couldn't ignore. They've ruled through the decades, by style, by force, and sometimes just by sheer star power. No other team has as many iconic eras, and no fan base demands more. But it hasn't all been trophies and parades. Behind the banners are betrayals, breakdowns, rebuilds, and raw emotion. For every finals win, there was a feud. For every statue, a scandal. This is the story of every era, the highs, the heartbreaks, the legends, and the losses that turned the Lakers into basketball's ultimate empire. Because if the NBA had a main character, it would wear purple and gold. Welcome to every era of the Los Angeles Lakers, explained. Minneapolis origins. The Mikan Years, 1947 to 1960. Before Hollywood lights and courtside celebrities, the Lakers were winning titles in snow boots. Founded in 1947, the Minneapolis Lakers got their name from the land of 10,000 lakes, but they quickly made their name known nationwide. Leading them was George Mikan, a 6'10" giant with a baby face, wire-rimmed glasses, and a game way ahead of its time. This man wasn't just dominant. He was so dominant, the league had to rewrite the rule book. They widened the lane and banned goaltending, just to try and contain him. Didn't matter. In 1949, the Lakers won their first title as part of the old BAA, just before it merged into the NBA. Then came the three-peat, 1950. Mikan averaged nearly 28 points in the playoffs and stomped the Syracuse Nationals in 6 games. 1952 to 1954. They won 3 straight NBA championships, making it 5 titles in 6 seasons. No team had ever done that before. This wasn't just a good team. It was the league's first dynasty. Mikan had help from stars like Vern Mickelson, Slater Martin, and Jim Pollard. But make no mistake, it was George Mikan who built the Lakers into basketball's first juggernaut. Fans packed arenas just to see him post up. He was box office in a league that barely had a pulse. But as the 50s faded, so did Mikan's knees, and eventually the wins. He retired, came back, then retired for good in 1956. Minneapolis kept losing. Interest dipped. The dynasty had crumbled. By 1960, the Lakers packed up and left for Los Angeles, chasing sunshine and salvation. The Mikan era was over, but the legend of the Lakers had just begun. LA arrival and the West Baylor show, 1960 to 1968. When the Lakers landed in Los Angeles in 1960, they weren't just changing cities. They were stepping onto a new stage. Hollywood had a team now, and fittingly, their first stars were pure Showtime. Elgin Baylor was already on the roster, a 6' 5" forward who jumped like a guard, rebounded like a center, and dropped buckets from every angle imaginable. In an era of set shots and stiff motion, Baylor played in midair. He'd float, twist, hang, invent, before he even hit the ground. Alongside him was a cold-blooded guard with a deadly jumper and a silent fire. Jerry West. Nicknamed Mr. Clutch, West was all fundamentals, all fury. Right hand taped, eyes locked, jumper pure. Together, they formed one of the most unstoppable duos in NBA history. But here's the thing. They couldn't win it all. From 1962 to 1969, the Lakers reached the NBA Finals 6 times and lost every single one. The heartbreak was brutal. Most of those defeats came at the hands of the Boston Celtics, the birth of a rivalry soaked in pain. In 1962, Game 7 came down to a missed Frank Selby jumper at the buzzer. In 1966, they lost in overtime, again to Boston. And in 1969, despite acquiring Wilt Chamberlain, they fell short once more. It was a stretch defined by brilliance and brutal endings. Still, fans packed the Forum every night. Baylor's acrobatics, West's dagger jumpers, Wilt's raw dominance. They were stars, just missing the Hollywood ending. But the foundation was there, the lights were on, and Los Angeles was officially a basketball city. The trophies would come. Just not yet. Wilt, West, and the 72 breakthrough, 1968 to 1973. By the late 60s, the Lakers weren't just cursed, they were haunted. Elgin Baylor was aging. Jerry West was exhausted. 6 finals trips, 6 brutal losses. So in 1968, the Lakers made a seismic move. They traded for Wilt Chamberlain, the 7-foot titan who once dropped 100 points in a single game. He wasn't just a star, he was a force of nature. But in LA, that force had to adjust. The early years were rocky. Wilt clashed with coaches. The offense slowed, and the finals heartbreak kept piling up. In 1969, the Lakers lost yet again to Boston in Game 7. At home, despite being heavy favorites, balloons sat in the rafters, ready to drop. They never did. But everything changed in 1971 when Bill Sharman took over as head coach. He told Wilt to run the break, focus on defense, and pass out of double teams. It worked. Finally, everything clicked. The 1971-72 Lakers were a machine. 33 straight wins, an NBA record that still stands. A league-best 69-13 record. West and Gail Goodrich firing from the perimeter. Wilt locking down the paint, grabbing 19 boards a game. And yes, Elgin Baylor retired just before the streak started. Brutal timing. In the finals, they faced the Knicks. And this time, the ending was different. The Lakers won the 1972 NBA championship, their first title since moving to Los Angeles. West finally got his ring. Wilt was a champion again. The ghosts were gone. For once, the confetti actually fell. But dynasties don't last forever. A year later, West retired. Then Wilt walked away too. Still, 1972 proved it. The Lakers could win it all in Hollywood. Showtime begins. Magic and Kareem take over, 1979 to 1989. By the time the 70s ended, the Lakers were stuck in neutral. Aging stars, empty seats, no spark. Then in 1979, the heavens opened. The Lakers won a coin flip, landed the #1 pick. One pick and drafted a 6'9" point guard out of Michigan State with a name straight out of a comic book. Magic Johnson. They didn't just find a star, they found a revolution. Alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most skilled big man the league had ever seen, the Lakers formed the perfect blend of power and charisma. And when Pat Riley took over as coach, Showtime was born. From 1980 to 1989, the Lakers became a dynasty, winning 5 championships, each one unforgettable. In 1980, Kareem dominates the finals, but sprains his ankle in Game 5. In Game 6, Magic starts at center, drops 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals, and seals the title as a rookie. On the road, in Philly, with no Kareem. It's one of the greatest finals performances ever. In 1982, the Lakers return, deeper and faster than before. Magic runs the break, Wilkes is automatic, and rookie Byron Scott adds firepower. They take down the 76ers in 6. Magic wins Finals MVP again, his second in just 3 seasons. In 1985, the Demons get exercised. After losing to Boston in the finals in '84, the Lakers storm back and beat the Celtics in the Boston Garden. The first time that ever happened. Kareem at 38 averages 25 and wins Finals MVP. The rivalry finally tilts west. In 1987, this is the peak. The perfect team. Magic wins league MVP. Worthy is in his prime. Cooper is a defensive nightmare. They finish 65-17 and slice through the playoffs. In Game 4 of the finals, Magic floats in the go-ahead junior skyhook over McHale and Parrish. A moment frozen in history. They beat Boston in 6. In 1988, the repeat. The first team to go back-to-back in 20 years. 3 straight 7-game series. And in Game 7 of the finals against the Pistons, James Worthy drops 36 points, 16 boards, and 10 assists. Showtime closes with a bang. 5 titles, 8 finals. A decade of dominance. The Showtime Lakers weren't just champions, they were the standard. And for the first time, basketball was just as glamorous as the city that hosted it. Post-Magic chaos. Searching for a star, 1990 to 1996. The 80s ended with confetti. The 90s began with confusion. After nearly a decade of dominance, the Lakers were suddenly aging out. Kareem retired in 1989. Magic was still at the top of his game, but the engine was sputtering. Then came the shockwave. In 1991, just before the season opener, Magic Johnson held a press conference that stunned the world. He announced he had contracted HIV and was retiring immediately. The face of the franchise, gone overnight.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers.
The Lakers were left spinning. Fans were devastated, the team leaderless. And for the first time in decades, the Lakers were just another team. They tried to patch it up. Vlade Divac showed flashes. James Worthy held it down. They even made the playoffs in '93, led by Sedale Threat and Eldon Campbell. But it wasn't the same. Magic briefly returned as head coach in 1994, and then again as a player in 1996. But both comebacks were short-lived. The magic was gone. What followed was a carousel of false starts and fading sparks. Coaches came and went. Randy Funn, Magic himself, Del Harris. Roster highlights included Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and Cedric Ceballos. Fun players, flashy even, but not title material. For Lakers fans, it was a rude awakening. No banners, no finals, no face of the franchise. This was the wilderness. The only silver lining? They were clearing the deck. Cap space, patience, hope. And in 1996, the front office made 2 moves that would change everything. They traded for a high school guard out of Philly and signed the most dominant big man in the league, Shaq and Kobe. The dark years were over. Shaq and Kobe. The 3-peat Dynasty, 1996 to 2004. No rebuild in NBA history flipped the script faster than this one. In the summer of 1996, the Lakers made 2 franchise-defining moves. They signed Shaquille O'Neal, a generational big man with brute force and a booming personality, and they traded for 17-year-old Kobe Bryant, a fearless high school guard from Philly with Mamba eyes and Jordan-sized ambition. At first, they were just highlights, no defense, no chemistry, no rings. But everything changed in 1999 when the Lakers hired Phil Jackson, the man who made Michael Jordan a 6-time champion. Phil brought the triangle offense. Shaq brought dominance. Kobe brought fire. And the results, historic. After years of frustration, the Lakers finally broke through in 2000. Shaq was an avalanche, winning MVP while averaging 29 points and 13 boards in the regular season, and 38 points and 17 boards in the finals against the Pacers. Pure domination. Kobe, just 21, showed his first flashes of late-game brilliance. In Game 4 of the finals, Shaq fouled out in overtime. Kobe told the bench, "I got this." And he delivered, hitting clutch shots to seal the win and swing the series. The Lakers won their first title in 12 years. The Shaq-Kobe era had arrived. The 2001 Lakers weren't just great, they were terrifying. They ripped through the playoffs at 15-1, the second-best postseason run ever. Kobe dropped 48 points and 16 rebounds in the closeout game versus the Kings, then followed it up with 45 against the Spurs. In the finals, they faced Allen Iverson's Sixers. Philly stole Game 1. Iverson famously stepped over Ty Lue. The Lakers responded with 4 straight wins. Shaq averaged 33 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Kobe averaged 25 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists, and did the dirty work on both ends. It was surgical, a near-perfect playoff run. That Lakers team could beat any team, any era. By 2002, the Shaq-Kobe duo was in full command. But it wasn't easy. The Western Conference Finals versus the Kings became an all-time classic. Down 2-1, Robert Horry hit the buzzer beater in Game 4. Big Shot Bob earned his name that night. Game 7 went to overtime in Sacramento. The Lakers survived. In the finals, they swept the New Jersey Nets. It was never close. Shaq averaged 36 points and 12 rebounds. Three straight finals MVPs for Shaq. And Kobe, no longer the kid. He was a killer in his own right. The Lakers had their three-peat, the first team to do it since Jordan's Bulls. But all dynasties crack. The tension between Shaq and Kobe was now open war. Ego, media jabs, locker room cold wars. Phil Jackson called it uncoachable. In 2004, they made one last push, adding Karl Malone and Gary Payton. But chemistry was broken. Detroit embarrassed them in the finals. Shaq was traded to Miami. Phil left. The three-peat dynasty was dead. But for 3 years, the Lakers were unmatched. Power, precision, and pure pain for anyone in their way. They didn't just win, they steamrolled. The Kobe years. Revenge, resilience, and rings. 2005 to 2016. When Shaq left, most people thought the Lakers were done. But Kobe Bryant had other plans. The media said he couldn't lead without Shaq, that he'd never win again, that he was selfish, difficult, broken without the big fella. Kobe took all of it and went to war. The first few years were rough. The Lakers were stuck in no man's land. 7 seeds, early exits, a revolving door of role players. Kobe was carrying everything. In 2006, he dropped 81 points against Toronto, the second highest scoring game in NBA history. In 2007, he averaged over 35 points per game, with smothering defense on the other end. He wasn't just trying to win, he was trying to destroy the narrative. Then came the redemption arc. In 2008, the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol, the perfect complement, unselfish, skilled, tough. Kobe finally had a squad again. Pau, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher, and young Andrew Bynum. 2008 finals. They ran through the West and faced Boston, but lost in 6. Kobe was crushed, but he wasn't done. In 2009, he came back with fire. Kobe dominated the playoffs, averaging 30 points per game, and the Lakers rolled through the West. In the finals, they faced Dwight Howard's Magic. Kobe smelled blood. He averaged 32 points, 5 boards, 7 assists, and the Lakers won in 5 games. Kobe finally got a ring without Shaq. No asterisk, no debate. This one was his, but there was still unfinished business. The Lakers met the Celtics again in the 2010 finals. The ultimate revenge arc. A brutal, physical 7-game war. No finesse, just grit. In Game 7, Kobe shot poorly, but grabbed 15 rebounds, made clutch free throws, and willed the team forward. Ron Artest hit the dagger. Kobe raised ring number 5. After the game, he admitted it. This one means more because it's against them. After that, the sun began to set. The Lakers made one last push with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard in 2012. It flopped. Injuries mounted, age hit fast. Then in 2013, the moment that felt like the end, Kobe tore his Achilles, walked to the free throw line, and calmly hit 2 free throws. It was his last stand. Kobe returned for farewell seasons, aging but still iconic. In his final game in 2016, he gave fans one last reminder: 60 points, one more show, one last roar. 5 rings, 2 without Shaq. One of the most complete arcs in NBA history. Kobe didn't just chase greatness, he demanded it. The dark years, 2013 to 2018, rock bottom and rebuild. Every dynasty hits a wall. But for the Lakers, this was a collapse. From 2013 to 2018, the Lakers went from legends to lottery regulars. The banners stayed, but the wins vanished. It started with Kobe's Achilles tear in 2013, the moment everything unraveled. The Lakers had just clawed into playoff position. Kobe had willed the team there, playing 45 minutes a night, refusing to go down. Then, pop. He hit 2 free throws, walked off the court, and the Lakers walked into the abyss. That summer, Dwight Howard left. The super team experiment failed. Steve Nash couldn't stay healthy. Pau was on his way out. And Kobe, he came back, but he wasn't the same. For the first time in decades, the Lakers had no identity, just losses. Brutal, consistent losses. In 2014, they went 27-55, the worst record in franchise history at the time. The next year, 21 wins, then 17, rock bottom. The Lakers missed the playoffs 5 years in a row, the longest drought in franchise history. Coaches came and went. Mike D'Antoni, Byron Scott, Luke Walton. The front office was in flux. Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak made questionable moves. The magic was gone. But beneath the rubble, something was brewing. The Lakers drafted well. They took swings. D'Angelo Russell in 2015, Brandon Ingram in 2016, Lonzo Ball in 2017, Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, Kyle Kuzma, all added during this stretch. The pieces were interesting, but it still didn't matter, because this wasn't a team built to win now. It was a waiting game, and in the background, rumors started swirling. A certain king was watching from Cleveland, and he liked the look of Los Angeles. The Lakers were losing, but something big was coming. The LeBron era. Legacy reloaded, 2018 to 2024. The rebuild was messy. The losses were historic, but the Lakers still had their ace card. They were the Lakers. In 2018, everything changed again. LeBron James, four-time MVP, three-time champion, and arguably the greatest player of all time, chose the Lakers. Not for a super team, not for instant rings, but for legacy, for his second act, for something bigger. His first season in LA, rocky. He battled injuries. The young core, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Kuzma, couldn't find rhythm. The team hovered around 500. Then LeBron suffered his first major injury, a groin strain on Christmas Day. The season spiraled. They missed the playoffs, but the Lakers weren't playing the long game anymore. In 2019, they made their move. They traded nearly the entire young core to New Orleans for Anthony Davis, one of the most skilled bigs in the league. The cost was steep, but the message was clear: win now. Then came 2020. The world shut down. The season was suspended. The Lakers entered the NBA bubble in Orlando as the #1 seed, but with the world watching through a different lens. No fans, no home court, just pure basketball. And the Lakers, they locked in. LeBron turned into the ultimate floor general. Anthony Davis dominated both ends. Role players stepped up. KCP, Rondo, Dwight, Caruso. They powered through Portland, Houston, and Denver. In the finals, they faced Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat. It wasn't easy. Butler pushed them to 6, but LeBron closed it out with a triple-double in Game 6. LeBron won Finals MVP, his 4th ring, 3rd team. The Lakers tied the Celtics at 17 championships. It wasn't a normal ring. It was a ring won in isolation, under pressure, in tribute, months after the loss of Kobe Bryant in a tragic accident. That title meant more. The seasons that followed, chaotic. Injuries plagued LeBron and AD. The Russell Westbrook experiment failed spectacularly. Head coaches were fired, the roster kept flipping, and the title window shrinking. But there were still flashes. In 2023, the Lakers made a late-season surge. They revamped the roster mid-year, adding Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell. They made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, only to get swept by Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. In 2024, LeBron became the NBA's all-time leading scorer, surpassing Kareem. As a Laker, a full-circle moment. LeBron's time in LA has been turbulent, triumphant, and still unfinished. But one thing's clear. When legends arrive in LA, they either burn out or build something eternal. And LeBron, he lit another torch. The future of the franchise. The past is full of legends. But now, the Lakers have pressed reset and maybe rewrote the future. In a move that rocked the league, the Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka Dončić, a generational talent with the skill, swagger, and star power to lead the next dynasty in purple and gold. Luka's not just a scorer, he's a wizard with the ball. A 6'7" guard who sees the game 2 plays ahead. Triple doubles are routine. Step backs are lethal. He's only 25 and already rewriting the record books. This isn't just a rebuild, It's a rebrand. For the first time since Kobe, the Lakers have a young, prime superstar to build around. Not just for the now, but for the next decade. And make no mistake, this is Luka's team now. LeBron James, still defying time, enters what could be his final season. But now he can pass the torch with purpose. The front office made a bold move, and now the expectations are massive. Because in LA, it's never about patience. It's about banners. And with Luka in the building, the Lakers aren't just looking to compete. They're aiming to dominate again. The future is here. It's younger, sharper, and it's got Slovenian flair. The next chapter of Lakers basketball, it just got a lot more dangerous. The legacy that never fades. From George Mikan to Luka Dončić, the Lakers haven't just lived through every NBA era. They've defined them. 17 banners, generations of greatness, and a fan base that spans the globe. Magic ran the break. Kobe took your soul. Shaq shattered the paint. LeBron rewrote the record books. Now Luka's here, and the future looks dangerous. No matter the decade, the Lakers stay at the center of basketball's biggest moments. They fall, they rise, they evolve. But the standard never changes. Because wearing purple and gold isn't about being good. It's about being legendary. Thanks for watching every era of the Los Angeles Lakers. Drop a comment with your favorite Lakers moment, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. This is NBA Explained. Stay legendary.